Would you like to expand your skill set as a craftsman and creator? Well, we would like to help. Each episode will be focusing in on a specific technique in blacksmithing, knife making, and beyond that will give you the edge in your work. This is your edge.
Welcome back to another episode of Your Edge. I'm John, and tonight we're going to show you how to make a wire wrapped handle. Wire wrap handles have been around for a very long time, going back to the late Middle Ages. Now, a lot of modern makers are intimidated by trying to attempt to do one. It's really complicated, but not always. I've come up with a simple way to twist the wire myself, because you can't purchase pre-twisted wire, and a jig that I made to wind it on. Okay, for our handle cores, we like to use a modern super plastic, either a black Lexan or I prefer Delrin, which is an acetyl copolymer. It's easy to machine, extremely shock and impact resistant, and the glue will stick to it. Started out using an 1.25" diameter rod. We cut it to length. I went ahead and flattened both sides and then slotted it to fit on our little jig here. From here, we'll take this to the sanders and we'll sand it to final shape. Alright, now that we have our handle blank sanded to shape, we started twisting our wire. I need to make a third accent wire, which I also want twisted for this pattern. Alright, now to twist our wire, we're going to use a cordless drill with a little hook in the end. I've put a hook in the vise. I'm going to take my wire. I measured out the distance that I think I'm going to need for this size handle. I'm going to go set up and start twisting. Now we got to carefully and slowly get our twist started. Be careful not to let it slip out of your hand, or that wire will slice your finger open. Compare it to our original, see if it gives us the pattern that we want. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Carefully, we have to coil it up, making sure we don't kink the wire. You see I have holes already in the first side. Now I need to put some in the second side where I'm going to be starting from. So to do that, I'm just going to put it in the vise, or you could hold it in your hand. Now my drill bit in the drill. And we'll drill 4 holes to start with. We actually only need 3, but Now we need to cut little starter notches. This way this wire run parallel. Use a razor knife. Now that we have the holes and the slots all set, we're ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and start getting our wire prepared. Now we need to put little bends, 90-degree bends here in the ends. Alright, I'm going to take a toothpick to hold the wire in. Take a little hammer and tap them in. You'll see here that I have the winding jig that I made myself out of some oak 1-bys using some 1/4-20 thread rod. I used a simple box end ratchet here that I clamped on. Only lets it turn one way, and it won't, when I'm pulling back on the wire for tension, won't let it spin backwards. Now we're just going to apply some contact cement quite liberally. Now you have to hold the wire good and tight. And among the complications is the fact that I got different size wires. Alright, now the fun part. Now we got the wire to the end of the handle. The tricky part is to finish them off without letting go and letting it all unwind, getting them bent around the corner in the hole and secured. This is why we have multiple holes in the end, because we simply don't know where we're going to end up. With the hole we're going to go for. Watch your eyes. And that'll be the hole we'll finish with the last one. You'll notice that I cut plenty of extra wire. Better to have too much than an inch too short. Okay, now to take it out and hammer those pegs in. There you have it. Now any glue that may seep through the wires, don't worry about it. It'll rub or buff off. You can just rub it off later. Or if you want to polish it up on a buffing wheel or what have you. Okay, now that our handle's finished, this is a perfect size for a rapier or a large dagger, and it's a pretty simple pattern. So next time, we'll show you how to do a much more complex pattern in a spiral fluted handle.
And that right there, my friends, is how you make a wire-wrapped handle. Until next time, keep honing your edge. Don't forget to subscribe to That Works.